Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo Up, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a UK singles top 10 from the past. Now here's some little somethings after all the jacks are in their boxes and all the clowns have gone to bed. Tell all the stars above, keep rolling. You can hear happiness. You may win on the roundabout but lose on the swings. Will the wind ever remember the names it has blown in the past? And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like, I'm James Cook.
And I spoiled by saying something daft like I'm Andy Robinson.
And what is the chart we're looking at this week?
This week, James randomly picked from the past. We are looking at the 31st of May, 1967, the summer of love, yeah?
I mean, people can listen to these in any order they want, of course, but this is the first recording we've done of a chart that predates both of us.
It's a little bit like when you scroll down the ages on the computer, and as we both know, James, we have to scroll lower and lower, don't we? So let's just enjoy this moment while we can. However, in terms of purchasing the music in the top 10, I reckon I got at least 80% of these, not on singles because I wasn't born yet, but from best of albums and the odd compilation. So I love this music.
Got some stats for you?
I love your stats, groovy baby.
This top 10 contains 3 UK number 1 singles, 5 cover versions and a traditional song. There are 4 songs going up, 5 songs going down and 1 non-mover for a total net movement of plus 10. There are 6 British artists, 4 American artists, 1 Irish and a Canadian. There are 7 groups, 2 solo artists and a duet.
By my reckoning, there are 6 songs about the complexities of love, 1 song about alcoholism, 1 song about loving yourself, and 1 about a celestial phenomena over a train station. There are no examples of self-reference, but pleasingly there are 2 key changes. As always, you can check out the songs featured in this podcast by clicking on the link in our descriptions. There's a Spotify playlist, there's a YouTube playlist, all great stuff. Highly recommended either before, during or after this nonsense.
There are another half a dozen songs on our playlist that are in the top 50 on 31st of May 1967, and we'll get into them in our special bonus tracks podcast, featuring a song that everyone thought was by the Beatles, 2 songs from terrible films, and 2 stone-cold classics that shockingly never made the top 10.
You can join our Patreon community for free. The bonus tracks podcast costs less than a Big Mac a month in 1967.
That's when the Big Mac was launched.
Nice work, Jed. Nice research.
Ooh, can I just say before we start, this is dedicated to the one I love.
Number 10.
Down 5 to number 10, a former number 1, Somethin' Stupid by Nancy and Frank Sinatra.
Well, shall we address the elephant in the room straight away? And then we can move on to...
What a great start to the podcast, really? We're going to go there, are we?
Yeah, let's do it straight away.
Okay.
I mean, I don't agree with it, but loads of people have said this, haven't we? So we've got to acknowledge it, at least, just for a cheap shot, if nothing else. Hey, Frankie, leave the kids alone.
Yes, it is a father-daughter duet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm being I don't like criticism.
Are they singing it to each other, or are they both independently singing it to other people?
Great point. So we can sidestep this whole stupid incestuous substrata we've developed.
They're both singing the song at exactly the same time.
It's a duet.
Yeah, but it's not like alternate lines.
No.
In other duets, it's like this person sings something, then this person sings a line in response. In this one, they both sing the entire song at the same time as each other.
Agreed.
So that's different, isn't it? And that makes it all right.
Everything's okay. We're only being stupid. We are more or less just acknowledging the notion that some people who have maybe more imagination than us, they go, this is the dodgy song. It's a ridiculous complaint. Let's move on to something more interesting. While we're going about the words, let's talk about the beauty of the words, James, and the way they land. I've loved it this week. All these beautiful syllabic punches coming out. The second verse especially does it for me. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right. Your perfume fills my head. The stars get red and oh, the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like, no. Been doing that all week, annoyingly. No, I'm being stupid, but isn't that beautiful? The way it lands.
It builds, doesn't it? Each verse builds into the punchline of the last line. It is like it's written like a joke, like a structured joke. It's set up. It's going to be something, and then there's a tension pop at the end, and then I spoil it all.
But we all know that feeling, don't we? When we've professed love maybe too early and you've misread it. I mean, it's also got the universality. Yeah, it is a punchline and a beautiful one, and all the words that come before it will change the next time you hear it. Great songwriting. Whoever wrote it, my apologies, I've not looked into it.
I can tell you who wrote it.
Of course, I was hoping you'd say that.
Because this is, of course, a cover version.
Really?
Yes, it was first released by the writer of the song, Clarence Carson Parks III, whose younger brother is Van Dyke Parks.
Ah, cool.
Who's a songwriter and
A
producer.
renowned singer-songwriter.
Yeah. So he released it, and then Frank and Nancy come along and do this version of it, produced by Lee Hazelwood and Jim Bowen.
Really?
Not that one. It did make me laugh that one of the producers' names is Jim Bowen. Lee Hazelwood, his last album that he released about 20 years ago was called Cake or Death.
Great title.
Do you know why?
No, go on.
It's a reference to an Eddie Izzard routine.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yes. So there's another comedy link.
While we're talking about, let's call it the pedigree of the people who wrote this, produced it. Let's give a little shout out to the Wrecking Crew who play on it. The legendary LA session band comprising of excellent musicians, to put it lightly.
Including Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell's on guitar on this, I've heard.
Nope.
No?
No, he's not. He was going to be, but he couldn't do it exactly the way that Frank Sinatra wanted it to be done. So they got a guy called Alvin Casey, who I think is also in the Wrecking Crew, to do it because he had done it in the original version, and that's what Frank wanted.
I seem to remember a version by Ali Campbell and his daughter,
Yep.
which was I mean, if you want to delve into what we called it, the elephant at the beginning, it's even more disturbing. I'm being stupid. It's one of them songs now, apart from when Robbie and Nicole did it.
There are other versions as well.
Yeah, go on.
In fact, at the same time that Ali Campbell was in the charts with his daughter Kibibi, there was another version of Something Stupid in the charts at the same time as that by Amanda Barry and Johnny Briggs.
From Carry On Cleo, Amanda Barry.
Yes.
And Johnny Briggs, who was Mike Baldwin.
Yes, it was Mike and Alma from Coronation Street. There was a Coronation Street album released where the cast members was just singing songs.
Great.
And they did that, and they released it as a single.
And it got in the charts.
It got in the charts. Wow. It got in the lower echelons of the charts. The only version I've been able to find of it on YouTube is them singing on the Mrs. Merton show.
Nice.
Which includes a chat with Mrs. Merton afterwards. And by chat, I mean Mrs. Merton does loads of jokes to them and they just laugh. And that's the end of the interview.
Well done, Mike Baldwin and Cleopatra. One of the things I like to do, James, now and again, is if I like a song, I will just type in the title of that song and then cover after it, have a scroll down YouTube, and then you just see all these beautiful people in their living rooms having a little go at these songs. I mean, you know, it's how I like to spend my evenings. But there's some.
We all need a hobby, don't we?
Yeah, we do. There's some pretty versions of this by various family members, and people in people's living rooms and sheds.
It's like a mother-son version, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or like an aunt and a nephew.
Yes. I mean, I believe this kind of, let's call it familial relationship, is very popular on other search engines. So why not on YouTube? I've heard it, James.
Keep it out of the gutter.
It's not on the gutter. We're talking about father and daughter singing at the beginning. We are talking about the psychology of love between certain family members and taboo natures of it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are we going there?
I don't know. There's a fella on YouTube.
Right. Where's this going?
I love him. I think he goes under the name The Walrus Was Danny. Over the years, whenever I've thought, I'm interested in that song, I wonder who's had to go at singing it. There's a fella who goes under the name The Walrus Was Danny. I think he might have done every song in the world ever, because he always turns up, walking into camera. That'll be The Walrus Was Danny now, texting me, thanking for the shout out. I like him. He sings loads of songs, just sitting there in his socks.
And anything else?
Yeah, I mean, loads of mad clothes. He dresses up like a festival head, if you like, from a certain age. Big shout out, while we're talking about possibly the greatest vocalist of all time, to loads of people having a go at these songs in the sheds as well.
This was not the only father-daughter duet to be a UK number one.
Go on. There's Ozzy Osbourne and Kelly, that Changes song.
Yep, that's the other one.
That's a beautiful song, isn't it? We would have no chance to make silly little side swipes at an incestuous relationship, because that song lands great for a father and daughter, I think.
arguably, at this point, Nancy was a bigger pop star than her dad.
What do you mean?
Well, in terms of having singles in the chart,
Yeah, well, you would hope so. wouldn't
Nancy
you?
Sinatra was having a lot more success with those. Frank Sinatra was kind of seen as like an album guy
Yeah.
for the moms and dads at that point.
Well, there's an argument that Frank Sinatra invented the concept album with his, suite of songs he used to do about the plane or drinking or being in the bar. He used to put loads of songs together. So, yeah, I mean, you would hope in 1967, however many years after Frank Sinatra made his splash, his young, pretty, groovy daughter would be having more hits, I suppose.
She was also in movies.
Yes.
The year before, she had starred in the movie The Ghost in the Bikini.
Okay. Wonder what that's about.
IMDb rating 4.6. Alongside Basil Rathbone and Boris Karloff.
Cool.
I hope they got paid a lot to do that.
I'm guessing she was a ghost and she was in the titular bikini. She wore a teeny tiny weeny ghost. She was in a bikini.
Number 9.
Up 6 to 9, it's The Wind Cries Mary by Jimi Hendrix, or maybe the Jimi Hendrix Experience. I've not looked into it properly. You know the record, it's a belter.
And it's not the Jimi Hendrix Experience, it's Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Okay. It's important, James, isn't it? We're trying to get our facts right. By all means, email us in if you think we haven't.
Shubipodcast@gmail.com. What has this song got to do with mashed potatoes?
The lyrics are so beautiful. They are so mystical to me, when I've heard them. A broom is drearily sweeping up the broken pieces of yesterday's life. Somewhere a queen is weeping. Somewhere a king has no wife. And the wind, it cries Mary. I mean, it's a deep, mystical song. It can only come, I imagine, from a spiritual inspiration. What has mashed potato got to do with it?
Well, Jimi Hendrix was living with his girlfriend, Kathy Etchingham, at the time. She made some mashed potatoes. They were too lumpy for Jimmy's liking. A row ensued.
Yeah.
They store them off. Jimmy feels bad, writes this song.
So this beautiful song,
Yeah.
which I consider to be a deep poetry about archetypal types, came up with an argument about mashed potato being too lumpy.
Yes.
That's disappointing to know that.
Mary is Kathy Etchingham's middle name.
That's like finding out that Purple Haze was written because she put the beans next to the egg.
This song is a kind of apology description of a row.
That's like finding out Foxy Lady was written because she hadn't stirred the pot noodle. We'll have to wait in 2 minutes. I mean,
Foxy Lady is also written about Kathy Etchingham, by the way.
okay. Wonder what culinary disaster she served up for that.
Yeah, but a broom is drearily sweeping up the broken pieces of yesterday's life. This could be a smashed bowl of mashed potato, couldn't it, on the floor?
Right. Oh, no. I don't like it when this happens.
Did you genuinely not know that?
Genuinely.
Oh, I'm sorry if I spoiled it.
That's all right.
Spoiled it with the truth.
I always thought the tiny island sags downstream was a reference to the UK anyway. Maybe not. Maybe it's the kitchen island that Kathy spilt something on.
Yeah.
I love the words to this, despite, let's call it, the mundane nature of their incarnation.
Well, knowing that, it makes it a lot more relatable, I think.
Do you think?
So everyone goes, oh, the wind cries Mary, does it, Jimmy? Would that be Mary Jane in the wind, would it? And
No.
it isn't.
There are certainly them type of people, aren't they? All right, then. Give me a moment. There's a website I really like called Song Meanings, right?
Oh, I'm aware of it, yes.
Are you aware of it? Because as we all know, it's very much music, lyrics, songs are in the ears of the beholder. So I like the notion. We can have a little look at what The Wind Cries Mary means to some people.
I imagine it's mainly potato-based.
That's straight from the horse's mouth, as we like to say.
Yeah.
Well, I can't argue with that.
You don't want it to be the case, do you? You want it to be...
It's spoiled
something
for
else.
me.
Why is that spoiled? I think it makes it better.
Do you? Well,
Yeah.
that's fair enough.
I think it makes Jimi Hendrix more human.
My friend
Because it's
once-
not about the mashed potato, it's about the row that the mashed potato... It doesn't matter what the row
You've
is
just
about.
said it's broken plate with full of mashed potato.
That's me speculating. But it is. It's about an argument, isn't it?
All right, then. What's the word, whoever he or she may be, on Song Meanings? This is the first one I've come across. He says the tiny island sags downstream is probably that deflated sadness of loss and also that erogenous zone. He is not feeling very potent, a very sensitive metaphor. Happiness staggers drunk footsteps dressed in red. No, happiness is not drunk, it's stabbed and bleeding, and that's why it staggers. So that's what What's the Word says. It's
I think they're projecting.
XBob2AX says, I believe this song could be about a little girl across the street who got hit by a car. Someone mentioned that to me and it seemed reasonable.
It's not, it's about mashed potatoes.
Toto E-Troll says, boy meets girl party late at night. Their relationship ends in sadness. I mean, that could be mashed potato. All right, then. Well, let's talk about the beautiful music to get off leading mashed potato. Let me get my guitar.
Yeah, you get your guitar. I just want to say that one of the things I think is remarkable about this song is that it sounds massive, but it's only 3 people.
It's only the 3 dudes playing on it. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, you know, we talk about Jimi Hendrix, don't we? So, I mean, he's a great singer. I don't know who the fellow who plays guitar on the record is, but I'm going to give a shout out to that fellow. Jimi Hendrix sings it all right, but I'm saying the guitarist has really got something on this record. Please email in. He's got this lovely intro, hasn't he? And then...
Yep.
That's just E flat, E, F, and then for the next bit, still E flat and F, but he puts a little Hendrix note on the bottom. The chords are sort of so simple, they're basically C and B flats. But whoever's playing guitar on this record,
yes, all right,
he does.
We really want emails, don't we? Really after those emails. shubipodcast@gmail.com.
He puts little twists in it, of course, like going C flat, and then but the next time he'll go a C there and put a different bass note under it. You know what I mean? And then all this, whatever he does. So, well done, that guitar.
Well done,
player.
mystery guitar player. What did none of the Jimi Hendrix Experience use?
PayPal?
That's true.
I don't know.
They're real first names.
Good fact.
Yeah.
Good fact.
Jimmy's real first name is Johnny. He's Johnny Hendrix.
Cool.
Noel Redding is David Redding, and Mitch Mitchum is John. Noel Redding, the bass player,
Yes.
has a town square named after him in Folkestone.
Excellent.
Well done, him.
Excellent. I used to do a television warm-ups for Nevermind the Buzzcocks. And quite early on, Noel Redding was on the Identity Parade bit of it.
Yeah.
And there was a general culture, I'm going to say around television, it wasn't necessarily, certainly wasn't some of the guests on that show because I like music, but there's a general culture of, we've got this sad old man on if he's listening or if he's still alive, my apologies, he might hear this.
He's not still alive.
All right then, so let me start again. So
The Jimi Hendrix Experience have a life expectancy of 48.
The tragedy, I suppose, was a lot of around it. They were all kind of mocking him a little bit for appearing on an Identity Parade, however, whatever remuneration people were getting. But I definitely remember thinking, hang on, everybody.
Yeah.
He was in the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
He played on the Wind Cries Mary. What did you do?
Yeah.
What did Jimi Hendrix allegedly release into the wild?
I'm going to say loads of bad guitar playing, or in the inspiration for bad guitar playing. I love Jimi Hendrix, I love what he does, but I certainly think he influenced some people who maybe got the wrong end of the stick and proceeded to beat around the bush with it, as it says in the Rottles. I don't know, what did he release in the wild?
Parakeets. There's an urban myth.
Yeah.
There are parakeets in London because Jimi Hendrix had some and he released them into the wild. Yeah. It is probably not true.
Probably not true.
Probably not true.
But, you know, maybe the guitar player on the record did it instead of Jimi Hendrix. Chas Chandler, shout out to him. He discovered Jimi Hendrix. He brought him to England. He produced that record, and also he's bass player in The Animals. That's a life well lived, isn't it?
And there's like Chas Chandler and Mitch Mitchum and Bev Bevan. There's definitely a pattern going on there with some late 60s musicians.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who would you be? I'd be James Jameson.
The bass player from the Motown.
Oh, there is, of course. Yeah, there was a James Jameson.
I'd be Robbie Robinson, which is nearly the guitar player from the band.
Yeah.
What an egocentric way we are interpreting The Wind Cries Mary by Jimi Hendrix, or Hendro Hendrix, as I like to call him.
Number 8.
Down 2 places to number 8. It's another cover version. It's The Boat That I Row by Lulu.
Another cover version, you say?
Yes.
Who did the original?
Originally by Neil Diamond.
Did he write this song?
Who wrote this song, yes.
Well done, Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond said this was his first rebel song.
What does it mean, do you think?
He said, "This is the way I am. My boat is tiny and the direction it takes may not follow the standard routes. But if you like what you see, come on along and join me on this journey."
Yes, I mean, I love the lyrics. Let's briefly, because I'm not going about the music so much, let's do it briefly while the guitar's about. I mean, it's a bit of a calypso, I think, in the chorus. It's all lovely, but like, I just love the intro. It's like a power B&E it is, right? And you go, and you kind of think, that's about the row. For two simple chords, it's a clarion call, isn't it? Here we go.
I had not heard this song before.
Had you not?
It's a banger, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I mean, the sentiment of it, the notion, it's a love song, isn't it? Here we go, we can live life together. But there's a great independence in the verses, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a relationship, but it's going to be on my terms a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit of my terms, but my boat is big enough for two. So we know that it's not a kayak.
I mean, the lyrics, they say something. There ain't a man alive can tell me what to say. I choose my own side and I like it that way. I don't worry about all the things that I'm not. There's only one thing that I want that I ain't got. So there's a little bit of vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know I'm talking about you, baby.
Oh, I thought they meant oars.
It won't cross no ocean. It won't get me there soon. But I got the love if you got the notion. The boat that I row is big enough for two. It's beautiful. Love song. Weird one.
The chorus is loads of fun to sing along to.
Yeah, man.
I've been singing it all bloody week.
There's a comment on YouTube. I was waxing lyrical in my head about this song. And someone on YouTube called Mike Bowley, 55, he sums it up good, I think, with a good insight. He says, "Nice pretty love song from Bright Pop Star."
It is Bright Pop Star. Marie McDonald McLaughlin Laurie, Lulu's real name. Lulu is slang for one who is remarkable.
Oh, really?
And that's where that comes from.
That's good.
Didn't get into the top 100 in the US with this song, but her next single would become the biggest selling single of the year in America for 1967, and a song that was never released over here.
Really?
Do you know what song that is?
No.
It's from a movie that she was in.
To Sir with Love.
To Sir with Love. It
was never released here.
There was only ever a B-side over here.
Oh, man. That's a great song.
Yeah, biggest selling song of the year in America.
I think Lulu is an extraordinary thing, to be honest with you. She's a little force of nature, isn't she?
She did. She had loads of TV shows.
Yeah. Grew up
everything.
watching Lulu. Still going. Still pumping it out there, I hear.
In 2020, she was piece of cake on the UK Masked Singer. Scandalously, she finished second last ahead of only Chris Kamara and behind snooker legend Stephen Hendry.
No. Yeah. Why are you spoiling everything for me today?
Why am I
Mashed potato and Lulu's not as good as Stephen
I'm
Hendry.
reporting the facts. She's not as good a singer as Stephen Hendry.
Maybe she's
facts don't lie.
Maybe she can get a 147 though. Maybe she's done that more than Stephen Hendry.
Maybe. Do you know who produced this song?
Nope.
Mickey Most. I think his name might come up a lot during this podcast. He once owned the biggest house in England.
I mean, the clue's in the surname.
Yeah. He was the host with the most. Square footage, that is.
Do you think in Mickey Mouse's house he would have had two toilets in such a big house?
Probably.
Lulu, I'm just trying to get a way out of ending this little bit.
Number 7.
Up one, reaching its peak position. It's the Dubliners with 7 Drunken Nights. This is the one song I didn't own in my music purchasing days. I'm going to say I was unfamiliar with this song.
I knew it because it's an old traditional kind of folk song, isn't it?
You would imagine.
So when I saw that the Dubliners had done it, I went, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, tell me about this song.
I was saying that Something Stupid has kind of the structure of a joke.
Yes.
This is like a pub joke.
This is a joke,
Isn't it, this song?
Yeah, very much.
It's a bloke who gets back drunk.
Yeah.
And there's something different in his house. And he asks his wife, why is this thing different? Because it largely points to the fact she's having an affair. And she says, no, there's a innocent explanation. And then he notices the flaw in her argument right at the end. So she is having an affair. And it's called 7 Drunken Nights. And how many nights are in the song, in this version of the song?
Well, when I listened to it, only 5.
There are only 5, yes. There are a couple of others, but They are probably too rude to be put in a commercial release in 1967.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think
Let's dig into what each example is, see what happens there, but also let's acknowledge this is a rambunctious Irish folk song and it is lively.
Yeah.
You would be dancing to this if you heard this out in the wild.
Was it like, I came back on Monday night as drunk could be?
Yep.
It's a great opening line.
Yep. I saw a horse outside the door where my old horse should be. Call my wife said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns that horse outside the door where my old horse should be? She tells him he's drunk and claims it's a lovely sow that her mother sent to her.
Yeah. You know how your mother sends you a sow? But he says, but I've never seen a sow wearing a saddle before.
Yeah. So he's aware.
Yeah, hang on. Something's not right.
I like it. It's a little bit like, let's call it Craig David's predicament only. He's already been for a drink. He's not waiting around.
It's a pissed Craig David.
Yeah. On Tuesday.
I saw a horse on Monday.
I saw a coat on Tuesday. Tuesday he's claiming he saw an old coat and his wife tells him it's a woolen blanket again that her mother sent to her. So it's not someone else's coat.
Yeah. But he says, I've never seen a blanket with buttons before.
Yep. Were they making love by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Well,
Dubliners?
someone was.
Now, this is good. On Wednesday, he sees a pipe on the chair. He says, who owns that pipe? And she says it's a lovely tin whistle that, again, her mother sent to her.
Her mum's got a lot of stuff, hasn't she? Yeah. But he has never seen a tin whistle with tobacco in it.
I like you knowing the end bits. This is good. Should we do Thursday? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He went home on Thursday, pretty drunk, it has to be said still. I mean, to be fair to him, he's acknowledging his state of inebriation. So he saw two boots underneath the bed. He said to his wife, whose are those boots? She says they're geranium pots.
But they've got laces on.
They have got laces on. Well, nice knowledge. Friday, right? Would you believe it? The Dubliners are drunk. He sees a head upon the bed where his head should be. So he's taking a turn, possibly. And he says, who owns that head upon the bed where my head should be? Do you know what she says, James?
Yep.
What?
It's a baby.
Yeah.
That her mother gave to her.
Yeah.
My mum had a spare baby lying around. So she gave me it.
But he's never seen a baby with whiskers on before. Shaggy Dogtail, as we have just made even shaggier and doggier, possibly. It's a good premise, isn't it? I wonder what the other two verses about. You've done any research?
Yeah, I know what they are. Do you want to know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some bad things.
Well, there's various versions, so I'll go through some of them because it's a folk song, so it changes depending on who's singing it. But it's like a pub lock-in sing-along song, isn't it? So verse 6, two hands are on the wife's breasts. And he says, whose hands are
I'm
those?
intrigued to see how she's going to get her mother into this one, but let's do it.
She says it's a nightgown.
Yeah.
And he says, I've never seen a nightgown with fingers.
Yeah.
That's that. The day 7.
The day of rest, according to our Lord.
The man sees a thing inside his wife.
Right.
Where his thing should be.
Right.
And she says, it's a rolling pin. And he says, I've never seen a rolling pin made out of skin before.
Wow.
Sometimes it's a candle. And he says, I've never seen a pair of balls on a candle.
Right.
Sometimes it's a carrot. And he says, I've never seen a carrot with a foreskin.
Right. So it sort of goes there on day 7.
Yeah.
I'd like to have heard it. I'd like to hear that version.
Well, the great thing is a folk song, you could just sing it. Even though these verses aren't in the Dubliners version, the Dubliners version was banned by the Irish national broadcaster.
I bet they do it and they're doing it live as well. I bet they go, here's 2 verses we couldn't do because we're rebels. One would hope so.
Too hot for TV, the Dubliners.
Number 6.
Down 2 places to number 6. The Who and Pictures of Lily.
This is one of the songs with, I'm going to say, key changing.
What connects this song with a Sherlock Holmes story and Mr. Burns's private theatre?
Something about Lily?
Yes.
Lily, would it be Lily Langtry? That's got a vague bell ringing.
That's exactly right.
Oh, go on. Tell me more. Tell me more, as it says in Summer Loving.
She is allegedly the inspiration for all 3 things. She is the inspiration for Irene Adler, the character in A Scandal in Bohemia, the Sherlock Holmes story. Mr. Burns's theatre in The Simpsons is called the Lily Langtry Theatre.
Right.
And Pictures of Lily is most likely about Lily Langtry. Lily Langtry born Émilie Charlotte Le Breton. She was an actress and socialite in the late 19th century. She was the first celebrity to endorse a product.
What product would that be?
Pears soap.
Oh, yeah, okay. Why do I know about Lily Langtry? It's probably from the Who record.
Probably. What has this song got in common with a famous episode of Seinfeld?
It's about an onanism, isn't it? I guess.
Yep.
Or people say it is. I'm not 100% sure. It need not be. But I suppose that episode of Seinfeld where they, they would not do it.
It's about masturbation without actually mentioning it.
Oh, yeah.
Much
okay.
like the episode The Contest, 1992, for which Larry David won an Emmy.
Cool. I mean, I feel...
Because that's what people say this song is about. But you disagree.
No, I was saying that it wasn't mentioned. It wasn't explicit. I mean, the culture around this song is it's about masturbation. Let's face facts, it's certainly alluding to that, isn't it? But it's not necessarily just about that. It's less explicit than the Dubliners would have been if they were allowed another couple of verses. Dirty boys. Yeah, I mean...
We're having a go at them for songs they didn't sing.
It's a modern way, James. I know what you were thinking. Oh, right, okay. Well, it does say, doesn't it, she's been dead since 1929, so it probably could be about Lily Langtry. All right, then, my apologies. It's got a fruity subject matter, hasn't it?
But that's in the ear of the listener.
Yeah, man.
They don't say anything. They just go, my dad gave me a picture of this old actress. It helped me sleep at night. How that happened is entirely up to you.
I like him telling his father that he's in love with Lily, and the Who using the opportunity for the dad to say, don't be silly.
Yes, the Lily Silly rhyme.
Yeah, it's good.
There are worse rhymes they could have done.
Especially in this subject. Got a silly nostalgia, hasn't it? It's catchy. I'm going to do it, James, because this is... All right, then, you like a quiz. Let me try and push one on you.
Okay.
I've sort of given it away a little bit by picking up my guitar. What has this song got in common with, let's say, Betty by Taylor Swift, When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge, White Shade of Pale, Procol Harum? What's it got in common?
You've got a similar chord structure.
It has got a similar... You wouldn't have got that if I hadn't picked my guitar
No,
up.
I wouldn't, no.
So, essentially, I mean, there's a key change in it, but they are doing, in the chorus, this key change, which is a descending bass line. It sort of goes... And it's also... Betty, I just calling. I don't know the words. Taylor Swift's because of him. So there's that song. It's also the first line of Accidents Will Happen. Well, I just don't know where to begin. It's Not the End of the World by Super Furry Animals. At the end of the day, when I stood and asleep, you start to worry. You know, that's an obscure one, isn't it? It's also When a Man Loves a Woman. You know, so there's that. Turn and face a stranger to change it. Don't wanna be a... Hello, darling, give me one more chance. Show you that I love you, won't
Amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So...
Does this predate all of those?
No. I would imagine this has been going around for ages. I mean, arguably, you could say in 1966, a day breaks, your mind aches, you find that all the...
Yeah.
So definitely not before that. What I'm saying is this is a chord change, that descending bass line. C, in this key, C, B, bass note, A minor, G. If you're struggling with writing a song, maybe, if you have aspirations to write a song, you don't know what to do, just use that chord change. You're allowed at least one of them, I reckon, in your in your career. You'll hear it all the time now. I always dig that chord progression, and I like hearing what the next person does with it. I mean, you know, I wouldn't have thought it was possible. Taylor Swift did it most recently with that Betty, as I mentioned.
Do you know the genre name that Pete Townsend came up for this song? It was the first recorded use of the type of music.
No, go on.
Power pop.
Really?
Yeah.
Pete Townsend's invention?
Yeah.
Cool.
And he said this, describing pictures of Lily. It didn't break the US top 50 because it was banned by a lot of radio stations in America.
Okay.
Got to number 4 in the UK. Shall we talk about the producer?
Do it.
Kit Lambert.
Yes.
I went into a little bit of a rabbit hole.
He's an
on Kit
interesting
Lambert.
fella.
Yeah. His dad founded the Royal Ballet. His godmother was Margot Fontaine, as a result.
Really?
In 1961, Kit Lambert was arrested by Brazilian police on suspicion of murdering his Oxford friend, Richard Mason, while on an expedition to find the source of the Iriri River. because that's what people could do.
Yeah.
They went to Oxford, then they went, let's go and find the source of a river in Brazil.
Yeah.
And one of the party, Richard Mason, died. He'd actually been killed by the Panara tribe, who had never seen clothes before.
Wow.
So Lambert, released by the police, comes back to the UK. What does he do? Well, he becomes the assistant director on The Guns of Navarone and From Russia with Love.
Wow.
Before then, discovering a band called The High Numbers, who become The Who,
Yes.
with his friend Chris Stamp, who's Terence Stamp's brother, and they become their manager and producers.
The swinging 60s, man.
A bit too swinging for Mr. Lambert, though, because he becomes a heroin addict. He was arrested for heroin possession and, incredibly, instead of going to prison, becomes a ward of the court, despite being a fully grown adult. And that keeps him out of jail. But in 1981, he was beaten up by a drug dealer, and later that night, drunk, he fell down the stairs and had a cerebral hemorrhage. He was 45. The same age as his dad was when his dad died. His grandfather and his great-grandfather also died in their 40s.
I mean, it's going to take a special man to produce a Who anyway, I think. The idea of him going to the tribes where they haven't seen clothes before. I mean, recording with the Who, they're a strange band, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they're so disparate, really.
Yeah.
Like, as Keith Moon does what he wants, John Entwistle plays what he wants, really. Pete Townsend is kind of keeping it together rhythmically.
Yeah. I mean, and there are all kinds of... There's a story about Pete Townsend now, isn't it? Which kind of...
He was doing research.
Yeah.
Come on, James.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrote all them Who songs. He's an interesting character. And Pictures of Lily, to get back onto it, it's not my favourite Who song, but I've been enjoying it this week.
I'll tell you who else who doesn't like it, or who didn't like it.
Who?
John Entwistle.
Oh, really?
He was not a fan of it.
Of this song?
No.
He plays a great part on it.
Yeah, because he plays the French horn on it.
Maybe John Entwistle thought, I don't want to do one of these songs with a descending bass line that everyone's done and everyone will do. I don't know. Arguably, it's another joke straight after the Dubliners, a 2-verse joke of, I've get these pictures, I asked my dad, can I marry her? Don't be silly, son, she's dead. I mean, I've heard worse jokes. I've made worse jokes. In part 2 of this week's Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, we'll be deep diving the top 5 from the 31st of May 1967. Here's a little taste of what's in store.
She called it sexist drivel with a cuckoo clock tune.
I mean, it sounds so iconic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From just something that goes... essentially.
There's a lot of ideas in this top 10.
My God, isn't there?
A lot of ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of big songs that build and are about things and make you feel stuff.
Yeah. Knocked me out this week. Loving it.
Do you not think it's a little sinister?
How do you mean?
Well, I can imagine this being over a horror movie trailer, and it's all and maybe an abandoned fairground, and it's misty, and you hear this song ethereally in the distance.
Yeah, all right.
Check out our Spotify and YouTube playlists and let us know your thoughts at shoobypodcast@gmail.com. And for the songs that aren't in the top 10, join our Patreon community and become a subscriber.
Thanks for listening. You know what I'm going to say. Rate, review, share, follow, that kind of thing. And until next time, whatever you do, let's shooby dooby doo up.
Bop bop shoo up.